Well, hello! It's Luxury Fred, and since I got this spiffy new haircut, thought I'd do a vlog tonight and talk about 5 key tips for traveling by train in France. France is a great country for travelers to explore, and it's very well served by an extensive rail system. This vlog relates to an article I did on Examiner, and if you look in the description you'll see the link to the article. It's got some pictures and things like that. I spent a month in the south of France at the Cannes Film Festival and traveling around the south of France last year, and these are some tips that I picked up that I think would be helpful for anyone else that's going to be traveling by train in France. The first thing is get yourself a chip card, which is a chip credit card with a little chip on it. And these are kind of the standard in Europe now and only starting to be introduced in the US. They offer a higher degree of security and they're harder to counterfeit. And if you call your bank and request one, or your credit card company, they will send you one. And you can use a regular standard US credit card all over Europe in restaurants and things like that, but the problem that you have is any kind of automated machine, not an ATM. You can use regular credit cards in ATMs, but for things like train ticket machines at the train station, the automated machines, you can only use a chip card. And what the problem is, and the problem that I found out, is I figured that I could just use my credit card to buy a ticket at the station. I got there and then realized because I didn't have a chip card, I would have to wait in line, and sometimes that took up to an hour, which was very inconvenient. The next tip for traveling by train in France is to get 1 and 2 euro coins. The machines will take coins, and the problem is that any of the businesses in the station are not willing to make change for you. In the south of France, a lot of the fares were between maybe 9 and 15 euro for each trip. So to be able to come to the station, since I didn't have a chip card, with 10 or 20 euro in change in $1 and $2 coins was necessary to be able to use the automated machines and buy the ticket. The other alternative, obviously, is to buy a little snack or drink or a piece of fruit or something like that in the station and then get changed that way. The next tip for traveling by train in France is that trains have reserved seats and that the seating is not first come, first serve. Check your ticket, and the ticket will tell you the class of service, as they have first class and second class. And it'll also tell you the car number, which matches on the outside of the train car, and the seat number. And of course, first class offers larger, more comfortable seats, and sometimes waiter or waitress service. The fourth tip for traveling by train in France is to simply enjoy the ride. That the trains in France travel through some of the country's most beautiful regions, and the view of the countryside as you sit there and watch it go by, with the little villages and the farms and the animals and the cities and towns, are spectacular, and it's fun just to sit back and enjoy the scenery. The last tip for traveling by train in France is that the TGV, the train of grande vitesse, which are the high-speed trains that go about 200 miles an hour, are a lot more expensive than the regular trains. And through at some of the sections, for example, in the south of France, you can go from point A to point B by regular train, or you can go by TGV, and the TGV ticket for that same segment is a lot more expensive, but obviously it's more expensive because it is faster. So those are my top 5 tips for traveling by train in France. You can read this article on examiner.com, and read more of my adventures in the south of France on my blog, luxuryfred.com. Thank you for watching.